Othello Act 5 in 5 minutes.
Iago leaves Rodrigo alone in a dark street, waiting to kill Cassio.
Iago then explains that he did this to keep Rodrigo from asking for his money back.
Rodrigo tries to stab Cassio, but misses. Cassio then stabs Rodrigo in self-defense.
Iago arrives unseen and stabs Cassio in the leg.
Levitico and Grancio come in when they hear Cassio screaming in the dark.
Afraid that it may be a trap, they hesitate, giving Iago enough time to enter, acting confused about what has happened.
Iago makes a big deal of realizing the screams come from Cassio and says he will look around for Cassio's attacker.
Of course, Iago discovers Rodrigo and pretends not to know him. He then conveniently stabs Rodrigo, killing him.
Bianca enters, very surprised to find her Cassio wounded in the leg.
Iago tries to blame the whole situation on her. He then pretends to find the man who stabbed Cassio.
Iago pretends to be surprised that Cassio's attacker is Rodrigo.
Iago asks Cassio if he and Rodrigo had beef. Cassio says he doesn't even know the guy.
Iago tries to imply that Bianca is somehow involved with the whole situation.
Amelia comes in and Iago retells what just happened in his twisted way.
Iago then tells Amelia to inform Othello and Desdemona of all these surprising events.
Act 5, Scene 2. Othello goes into Desdemona's bedroom and is going to kill Desdemona.
When she hears Othello, Desdemona wakes up to find Othello is about to kill her.
Desdemona begs Othello not to do this, but he ignores her pleas and smothers her with a pillow.
Amelia knocks on the door and tries to get Othello's attention. Othello continues to smother Desdemona and gets lost in the thought of not having a wife anymore.
Amelia gets into the room and reports that Cassio killed Rodrigo and that Cassio is wounded, not killed.
Othello is furious to find that Cassio is still alive. Desdemona gasps for air as she says her last words.
She says that she was falsely murdered and that she was not guilty of anything.
Amelia asks who killed her, but she would not tell who did it. And as she dies, she tells Amelia to give all her love to Othello. She finally dies.
Othello admits that he killed Desdemona and says that she deserved it. Othello says that honest Iago can tell her all about it.
Amelia realizes that Iago was the one who did all of this as citizens and guards storm the room.
Amelia confronts Iago and asks if he was the one to tell Othello that Desdemona was cheating on him.
Iago admits that he suggested it, but he thought it was really happening.
Grancio states that it's a good thing Desdemona's dad, Brabantio, is dead because he would not survive this.
Othello continues to talk about how bad Desdemona was, while Iago keeps trying to silence Amelia.
Finally, Iago's story unravels because Amelia says that she took Desdemona's handkerchief and gave it to Iago.
Othello is very angry and tries to stab Iago, but he dodges it and Iago stabs Amelia to death.
Iago escapes and Montano yells for someone to chase him. Othello and the dying Amelia are the two left in the room.
Amelia dies next to Desdemona and Othello tells her that his wife was always faithful to him.
Othello realizes what he did and finds the sword of Spain and has thoughts of suicide.
He says that there is no escape and cries next to his wife, pleading that he has reached his life's end.
Lodvidico, Cassio, and Montano enter with the captured Iago. Othello calls Iago a devil and stabs him.
Iago tells everyone that he is not dead, and Othello tells him that he does not deserve death because he needs to be punished more.
Lodvidico tells Othello that grieving won't get him out of his murder charge.
Othello states that he only murdered people out of honor, then of hate.
Othello then demands Iago tell him why he tormented Othello and ruined his life.
Iago says that you know what you know, and that he will not say anything more no matter what.
Levitico brings Rodrigo's papers to clear the entire mess up. Rodrigo had saved tons of letters that Iago had discussed the entire plan.
Othello, now alone with Cassio, learns that Desdemona never cheated on him, and it was all part of Iago's plan.
Rodrigo even lived long enough to say that Iago was his murderer.
Levitico orders that Othello should be brought back to Venice for punishment. Also, Cassio has been announced to replace Othello's position.
Othello has one request before he goes away. It is not to be spoken badly about because he was tricked.
Othello declares himself the one who loved not wisely but too well. He then pulls out the hidden knife and stabs himself, declaring he's worthless.
He killed himself, which killed the villain, to regain his honor and become the hero of his own story.
Levitico tries to show Iago what he's done by showing him the 3 dead people, but Iago sits in silence.
Grancio is to inherit all of Othello's personal belongings. Montano is assigned to torture Iago. Lodvidico is left to return to events and tell everyone of this awful story.